It's the last prayer of the day, and the men of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Birmingham are gathered at their local mosque. After prosecutors traced a link between last week's London terror attack and their city, communities like this one are in the spotlight once again.
It's been a long-standing worry of ours in terms of the radicalisation of young people, not just in Birmingham, but obviously in major parts of the UK. And the worry that I have is obviously about what preachers are preaching.
Birmingham has long had a strained relationship with its many Muslim inhabitants, who largely live in its eastern districts. Newspapers dubbed Britain's second biggest city a hotbed for Islamists, after a study found that 1 in 10 British Islamist terrorists in the last 20 years had been a Birmingham resident. Among them, the perpetrator of last week's Westminster attacks, who stayed in this apartment. Nicola Ben Yahia has lived in the city for over 10 years. Her own son, Rashid, was recruited by the so-called Islamic State at the age of 19. He died in Syria in 2015.
They got past me, and I had such a close relationship with my son. If they managed to groom my son like that and radicalise him under my nose, then I really want other families to be really aware of what the capabilities of them, really.
Birmingham has a history of extremist networks. In 2014, the city was at the center of the Trojan horse scandal, when Islamists tried to take over state schools. But radicalization in schools and mosques are not the only problem, say experts.
I think it's very much the internet. I think the role social media has, things like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, I think they have a real big responsibility.
Back at the Ahmadiyya Mosque, the youngest are awarded medals for sporting and intellectual achievements after a community event earlier that day.
A lot of early intervention work needs to be done with youths in order to basically bring them closer to the true teachings of the religion, which ironically they claim to profuse when they're going out committing these attacks.
Events to engage young people in meaningful activities are held here every other weekend. Local leaders say that's one way they can protect the community and fight radicalization in their city of Birmingham.